One of the biggest challenges that we had was our hospitalization rate. And we said our hospitalizations are not where we want them to be. They were north of 20%. And, that sounds bad because it is bad. You don't want to have that number. And we said we have to change this. So we actually went in a deep dive and said, what are all the things that we can do to change this and to transform what we're doing for this care? And there were a couple things that we did. One was focus on some infection risk issues that we have. So we took every hospitalization and drilled down and said, what was the reason why this hospitalization happened? And infections were a key part of that. And in addition to that was the communication about those infections. It could be that aide noticed somebody was maybe seeming a little bit off. That communication never made it down the road to a nurse to actually do a UA or something like that. So we said we have to make it so that we can A, see this communication that's going on, and B, ensure that it actually is happening, because our clinicians were texting, they were calling, they were sending carrier pigeons out to their colleagues to find out what was going on. It was going through all kinds of different sources, and people didn't really know where to look. Did I go to my email in order to find what was happening with my patient, or do I just wait for a phone call, or do I wait for a return call? Because sometimes those return calls just weren't happening timely. And by doing that, and by actually saying we're going to get into a single system and this is the expectation, it drove down the hospitalization rate by 50%. And, it wasn't just communication optimization. That was a absolutely key strategy in doing that. So that was really what got us to say, that's what we said, we cannot have this madness anymore. We have to have something that makes sense.